We all like a good story. We all like to tell stories. We all like to hear stories. It's something that's in our nature ever since we were kids. Especially when you're in a sales situation as a sales rep. People love to hear stories, but how do you know if you're telling a good story or not? Or how do you know what is a good story? Today in this episode, I'm going to share with you why stories are so powerful, why your prospects, why your clients like to hear stories, why stories will push you across the line and make you more successful than the competition. Even if you have a less superior product, even if you have not great service, your stories can help you. I think you're going to really like this. This episode is brought to you in part by mailtag.io. Essentially, it's a tool that allows you to see around the corner. Want to know when someone opens your email? Or perhaps maybe there's a link to your proposal. Want to know when they click on it? Mailtag.io gotcha. Take advantage of a 14-day free trial. Simply go to mailtag.io. This episode is also brought to you in part by TSE Certified Sales Training Program. If you feel that your sales are in a slump, 2018 wasn't the best year. Perhaps you gave some amazing presentations. You did a lot of hard work, but still yet they left you and went with the competition. We can fix that. Check out TSE Certified Sales Training Program. We have a new semester beginning in April, and it would be an absolute honor to have you join. Go to thesalesevangelist.com/C as in certified, S as in sales, T as in training. Thesalesevangelist.com/CST. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode today, we're going to talk about stories, as I mentioned in a teaser. And stories are something that everyone, no matter what field you're in, you need to take advantage of stories. Specifically, if you're in sales, stories are going to help you. They're going to be your lifeline when it comes towards separating you from your competition. I'm working on an event right now, actually a workshop that I'm giving at an event. And in this workshop, it's all about stories. I'm teaching the business owners, because many of these business owners, they're going into these corporations that they're trying to bid for or bid contracts with or trying to persuade them to look at them for when the contract expires. The problem is they don't have great stories. They're not entertaining enough. I call it edutaining. Anyone can talk about their product or their service. Not everyone can talk about how their product and their service has solved a problem for someone and to give them a specific example. That's what the buyers want to hear. When we go to a prospect, it's not necessarily they want to hear about our software or our widget or our service per se. I mean, those things are going to come. But if you can tell the story and share the problem that someone else had and how you, with your software or your service or your widget, solve the problem, listen, they're going to be engaged. They're going to want to hear more. It's going to pull them in, and it builds a kinship and a connection with you. So I figured today on this episode, I want to share some of those insights, some of those ideas that I'm working on in this workshop that can help you to establish yourself as a great storyteller and a great problem finder and solver. I have a client right now, and we're working on a huge presentation for her. She is going before this large corporation they've done business with in the past, and they have a promotional product that they sell to this organization, and they want to get into more departments. This conversation is going to be with some of the buyers, the people who would be getting the money and purchasing her products. They asked her to come in and to let some of these buyers who don't know about her company learn about her company. So she asked me some questions, and she's like, Donald, what should I do? What should I say in this presentation? And when I saw the deck that she had before, the deck was mainly emphasizing a lot of the things about the what of the organization, what we do, what products we offer, what we can create, what we have done for other people, just like a lot of the what question. I explained to her that we need to get some why in there, why we did this product or why we created the organization. Or in her case, she created the organization. Why is this such a sought after product by clients? And this tied back to stories. And I asked her a few questions. Tell me about what happened when you first started this company. Why did you start the company? And it was like her eyes just like open, and she just went on and was talking, and hands was flaring all over the place, and she was just excited, and it pulled me in, and I wanted to learn more. When she told me about her first client who she landed, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And this all came from by just doing this in a little accident, and it was amazing. I was pulled in, as opposed to her telling me, well, we've been around for 15 years and we created amazing products and we love our products and we love our clients and we believe amazing things about customer service. That's not what I want to hear. So we established she needed to be not only be passionate, but tell me why you created this company. What happened that made it come into existence? And that people want to see that passion. They want to get edutained, entertained and educated in the same process. As we went on, I started to ask her, let's think about the buyers, the people who are going to say yes and select you as a vendor. What do they really want to get from you? What do they have to do on a day-to-day basis to be successful in their roles? So we started to think about it, like they probably work with hundreds of different vendors, and they need to make sure that the products that they order for these different departments in this corporation arrive on time. So that's one of the things we started to highlight. And I started to ask her, can you think of any stories where you guys got on-time delivery for one of your clients? Obviously, she had many of those stories. We then said, what else are they concerned about? We also highlighted that, well, they're going to recommend this promotional company to different departments like the marketing and maybe the HR or other departments throughout the organization. If they recommend a product or a vendor that has a product that doesn't stand up to what the clients want, or it's a product that breaks easily, or a product that has recalls, they are going to look bad. So we said, well, what kind of stories can we share that's going to help them to get reassured about that, as opposed to saying, we have compliance issues, we make our products with this standard, or we don't use this type of product. We said, let's think of an experience. So she thought about this situation where this past client that she had a new vendor, and the new vendor had a recall on, or had a product on their website, but they didn't have the proper tagging of the products. And that could be a huge issue for that company and liability. So she was able to weave that into a story and to say how they help to prevent things like that from happening for their clients, not to have a bad product go out. She also thought about and shared a story about her quality assurance and why she was able to tweak her team to make sure that they focus on giving great products, and how they go about selecting and building and making some of these products that they are up to code. Those stories were more entertaining than just saying, we follow blank, blank compliance regulation. That's not going to engage me. The story is going to engage me. She also had a situation where one of these individuals on this committee that's going to watch the presentation had a bad experience with her in the past. It wasn't anything crazy, but they had a delay in one of their products. And she was embarrassed by that and was worried that this was several years ago. But what if this person brings that up, or it's an elephant in the room? So we decided to tell a story and to bring the elephant out in the room. And the point is, in that story, she was saying, ask the question, am I perfect? Is my organization perfect? Of course not. No one can say that. And that asking that question, if you see a lot of politicians, they do that. You'll see it coming up in 2020 as you're seeing the race. A lot of these politicians is like, what can we do to make America better? What can we do to make the economy better? Can we make the economy better? Yes, we can. Let me explain to you how we're going to do it. This is my 5-point economic standard or plan. Everyone uses that method. So I said, use that in your presentation. Ask the question. They're going to think and answer that question in their head. Am I perfect? No. Is my company perfect? No. It's going to humanize you and then say, we have made mistakes, or we have situations in the past, but this is what we have done to fix it. We've built out the organization. I went back to my team and said, what can we do? We analyzed and saw where we went wrong. And then we put procedures in place to make sure that doesn't happen again. Yes, we make mistakes, but our goal is to never make that same mistake twice. And she was able to then use that in a story format, as opposed to saying, yes, we have this, and answering just a question. You don't want to just give them facts. You don't want to just give them numbers. You don't want to just give them verbiage or some of the buzzwords in the industry. They want to hear why this happened. Tell me the story behind why this is going to work for me and for my company. how you have successful clients, and why did they decide to buy from you. That's what it's all about, and that's what we need to do as sales rep. If you're not doing that right now, I want to know why. Why? Tell me your story. Why are you not utilizing stories as much? If you need help with stories, check out TSE Certified Sales Training Program. One of our sections is all about value. And in that value building section, we're teaching and educating our sellers on stories. Find out more information, go back to the show notes. I share this stuff because I want to help you. I want you to find more ideal customers. I want you to build stronger value. I want you to close more deals. But most importantly, I want to challenge you each and every single day to go out and do big things. Stay tuned for a scene from our next episode.
I think for you as the business leader to be involved in sales, I think one of the biggest reasons why is because nobody knows your business better than you. Nobody can sell it better than you. And so, and I know that varies because some people bring in sales professionals. And so, part of that means you have to kind of download your passion and everything that you know and do about your business to that person so that they can translate and so that they can sell, as good as you would.
I hope you enjoyed the show today as much as I did. And if so, I ask you a little favor, just something simple. Go ahead and leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts like this. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit subscribe and show your coworkers and your friends how they can subscribe as well. It goes a long way when people come back and they say, you know what, someone told me about the show and it absolutely helped me tremendously. That means a lot. Please help us spread the word. Our show today was produced by myself and the Sales Podcast Network. It was edited and mixed together by the one and only Mr. Jershon O'Bale. Our content writer and show note creator is Mr. Shannon Rasmussen. You can find audio credits to this and all of our episodes in each show notes. And as always, I am your host, your coach, your mentor, your guide down the sales journey, Mr. Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. Sales Podcast Network.